In this video, let us see the chapter 2 of 8th standard Microorganisms Friend and Foe. The slides here are prepared by Shri Raghavendra Bhatt sir. Chapter 2 Microorganisms Friend and Foe. Microorganisms, microbes. Organisms which cannot be seen with the naked eyes and can be seen through microscope. Types of microorganisms: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae. Bacteria: spiral bacteria, rod-shaped bacteria. Fungi: bread mold, Penicillium aspergillus. Protozoa: amoeba, paramecium. Algae: Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra. Viruses are also microscopic. They reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant or animal. Diseases caused by viruses: cold, influenza, flu, polio, chickenpox. Diseases caused by protozoa: dysentery, malaria. Diseases caused by bacteria: typhoid, tuberculosis. Homework: what are microorganisms? Draw the picture of amoeba and paramecium. Name any 3 diseases caused by viruses. Where do microorganisms live? They can survive under all types of environment, ranging from ice-cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshy lands. They are also found inside the bodies of animals, including humans. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms, while others exist freely. Microorganisms like amoeba can live alone, while fungi and bacteria may live in colonies. Microorganisms and us. Some microorganisms are beneficial in many ways, whereas some other are harmful and cause diseases. Friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake. Microorganisms are used in cleaning up of the environment. Bacteria are used in the preparation of medicines. In agriculture, they are used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. Making of curd and bread. Curd contains several microorganisms. The bacterium Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. It multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. Yeast is used in the baking industry for making breads, pastries and cakes. Yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the duff and increase its volume. Commercial use of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for the large-scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice and crushed fruit juices, etc. This process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in 1857. Homework: write any 2 uses of microorganisms. Name the bacteria which converts milk into curd. What is fermentation? Medicinal use of microorganisms. The source of many medicines is microorganisms. Medicines which kill or stop the growth of disease-causing microorganisms are called antibiotics. Antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. Examples: streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin. In 1929, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease-causing bacteria. Suddenly, he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of mold prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. From this, the mold penicillin was prepared. The antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases. Antibiotics are mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals, used to control many plant diseases. Remember, antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor. You must finish the course prescribed by the doctor. Antibiotics taken unnecessarily may kill the beneficial bacteria in the body, not effective against viral diseases. Vaccine. How a vaccine works. When a disease carrying microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. Dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body. The body fights and kills them by producing suitable antibodies. Several diseases, including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, and hepatitis, can be prevented by vaccination. Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798, increasing soil fertility. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. Cleaning the environment. Microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby clean up the environment. Activity 2.5. Take 2 pots and fill each pot half with soil. Mark them A and B. Put plant waste in pot A and things like polythene bags, empty glass bottles, and broken plastic toys in pot B. Put the pots aside. Observe them after 3 to 4 weeks. Homework. What are antibiotics? How do organisms increase soil fertility? Harmful microorganisms. Some of the microorganisms cause diseases in human beings, plants, and animals. Disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Some microorganisms spoil food, clothing, and leather. Disease-causing microorganisms in humans. How do pathogens enter our body? Through the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, by direct contact with an infected person, carried through an animal. Microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or physical contact are called communicable diseases. Examples: cholera, common cold, chickenpox, and tuberculosis, etc. When a person suffering from common cold sneezes, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing. How can you prevent this? There are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease-causing microbes. Housefly. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta. Pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit on uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. How can you prevent this? Always keep food covered. Female Anopheles mosquito carries the parasite of malaria. Female Aedes mosquito, carrier of dengue virus. How can we control the spread of malaria or dengue? All mosquitoes breed in water, so should not let water collect anywhere in coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. By keeping the surroundings clean and dry, we can prevent mosquitoes from breeding. Homework. What are pathogens? Name the carriers of malaria and dengue. What are communicable diseases? Give examples. Some of the common diseases affecting humans, their mode of transmission, and few general methods of prevention. Human disease, causative microorganisms, mode of transmission. Tuberculosis, caused by bacteria, mode of transmission is air. Measles, virus, air. Chickenpox, virus, air or by contact. Polio, virus, air or by contact. General preventive measures. Keep the patient in complete isolation. Keep the personal belongings of the patient away from others. Vaccination to be given at suitable age. Human disease, causative microorganisms, mode of transmission. Cholera is caused by bacteria. Mode of transmission is water or food. Typhoid is also caused by bacteria. Mode of transmission is water. General preventive measures. Maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. Consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. Vaccination. And the next one is hepatitis B, causative microorganism, virus, mode of transmission water. General preventive measures. Drink boiled drinking water. Vaccination. And the other one is malaria, caused by protozoa, mode of transmission mosquito. General preventive measures. Use mosquito net and repellents. Spray insecticides and control breeding of mosquitoes by not allowing water to collect in the surroundings. Disease causing microorganisms in animals. Anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by a bacterium. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus. Disease causing microorganisms in plants. Microorganisms cause diseases in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. The diseases reduce the yield of the crops. Plant diseases, microorganisms, mode of transmission, and we can see the figures related to those. They can be controlled by the use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes. Food poisoning. Food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substances. These make the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even death. Homework. State preventive measures to be taken to avoid cholera and typhoid. What is the reason for food poisoning? Food preservation. Microorganisms spoil our food. Spoiled food emits bad smell and has a bad taste and changed color. Food preservation methods. Chemical method. Chemicals used to check the growth of microorganisms are called preservatives. Salt, edible oil. We add salt or acid preservatives to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. Sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite, used in the jams and squashes to check their spoilage. Preservation by common salt. Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Preservation by sugar. Jams, jellies, and squashes are preserved by sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria can't live in such an environment. Heat and cold treatments. Milk is boiled before it is stored or used. Boiling kills many microorganisms. The milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 minutes. This is called pasteurization. This process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Storage and packing. Nowadays, dry foods and even vegetables are sold in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Homework. What is pasteurization? What are preservatives? Give two examples. How sugar helps to preserve food. Nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas involved in the fixation of nitrogen. Nitrogen cycle. Our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is one of the essential constituents of all living organisms as part of proteins, chlorophyll, nucleic acids, and vitamins. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compounds of nitrogen. These compounds are utilized by the plants for the synthesis of plant proteins and other compounds. Animals feeding on plants get these proteins and other nitrogen compounds. When plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogenous wastes into nitrogenous compounds. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas which goes back into the atmosphere. Here we can see the nitrogen cycle. Homework. Read the entire chapter, then go through the questions given under the exercise. Mark the answers. Thank you.